Good afternoon. Today I'll be talking about LucidChart, which is a common visualization tool used for visualization of process models or workflows. So, what is LucidChart? LucidChart is a cloud-based visual workspace. Or in simple terms, it is a browser-based diagramming platform that transforms complex information into clear visual representation. So basically, um, basically a professional way of saying MS Microsoft Paint. Sorry. Okay, but seriously, it is an intuitive diagramming platform, and since it is a browser-based diagramming platform, no software installation is required. Just open your browser and start creating. Now, and now, what makes it different from Microsoft Paint or something? Like, so it's beyond just simple drawing. More than just digital whiteboard, LucidChart connects diagrams to real data, enabling teams to build living documentation that evolves with the process. So basically, you could say like it's a global, it's a chart or like a sketchboard available to all. Similar tools exist, I understand, but this is like a common team working tool actually. So like anyone can access the workflow. So that for easy understanding, you can understand the process easily. Flowcharts and processes, math workflow, decision trees, and business processes with professional symbols and connectors. Technical diagrams, create network diagrams, system architecture, and database schema visualization. Collaborative modeling, real-time editing, commenting, and sharing capabilities for distributed teams. Now, all these are actually features of LucidChart. Actually, now a common while we can control that. What model process usually? So, I mean, if you think about it, modern processes are not just a single thing. It's not like a single rock. It is made up of layers and layers of sub-processes. Like, for example, for as simple as waterfall model. One second. For waterfall model, we have like stages like requirements, design, implementation, testing, and deployment. Keep in mind, we'll be performing a demo or representation of waterfall model later. Yeah, so this is first for waterfall models. Other process models have different steps or stages of development or software development. So the first problem would be process ambiguity. Without clear visual models, teams struggle with inconsistent interpretations, unclear responsibilities, and communication breakdowns that slow delivery and increase errors. So yeah, basically, if you don't know something and go in blind, you will end up making lots of mistakes, and it may even mess up the whole thing. Sorry, all this. Continuing. So what is now the problem here? Process ambiguity. Now the solution: the shared visual truth. Visual process models create a single source of truth that everyone can understand, reducing miscommunication and enabling better coordination across teams. In other words, um, so that like common place, common framework, a visual framework so that each and every one of the teams can understand, so that no mistake, no miscommunication, and so better communication. So, process understanding here, teams can instantly see the big picture and understand how changes impact the entire workflow. So, if it's a linear graph, linear structure, and all how things are complicated, you can visually see what each process does, and you can also look at how each changes can affect or how it can impact the entire workflow. Propagation. Standardized processes can be shared and adopted across different teams and departments as it exists. Now, process administration. Clear documentation ensures compliance with standards, regulations, and quality requirements. Now, this is one thing actually. Now, now documentation here would mean obviously regular documentation, like for normal SRS documentation, like that. Now, Now let's explore a more flexible multi-role process using LucidChart's powerful swim lane diagram. Now, role-based swim lanes, the horizontal lanes correctly show which member is responsible for specific activities, eliminating confusion about ownership and accountability. Now, swimlane diagrams for references. Hold on a second. For reference, a swimlane diagram is somewhat represented like this over here, like here, templates. Yeah, like this. Like suppose a payroll. Apologies. So, like here, this is actually the fair government. Like each department, each agent is responsible for what resources. It is clearly defined here, actually. So, for example, for this like payroll planning summary diagram, the human resources categorized here. Employee manages this section, manager here, payroll system manages here, and payroll vendor manages this here. And so, each so has a specific role. This is like one of those media diagrams in software like, and which can be represented in LucidChart. Okay, now back to the presentation. Now then overlapping phases. Unlike waterfall, activities can run in parallel and repeat the cycle, allowing teams to adapt quickly to changing people in the background. Obviously, agile. Take for example, agile process models. They are iterative in nature, so technically it all depends on feedback. Changing requirements and feedback play are basically a major component of agile or iterative process models. Then we have adaptive framework. This project model provides guidance with while meeting phase flexibility, perfect for agile and iterative development methodologies. The swim lane format acts as coordinating multi-person processes by making interdependencies and handoffs crystal clear. Now, let's also like look into more features. Now this is like beyond static time. It's like interactive. Lucid chart transforms simple flow charts. So like it's not just like arrows, shapes, and diagrams. It transforms it into rich, iterative, interactive documentation that serves as a comprehensive process handbook. Now here we have custom data fields. Obviously, you can attach detailed information of any type. External links connect to requirements, specs, or tools. Dynamic layers show different scenarios of use. Automatic guidance provides step-by-step instructions. So you could say it represents like in three scenarios, like scenario layer, toggle between happy path and exception handling flows without cluttering the main view. Connected resources, direct links to Jira tickets. Obviously, Jira is a good project management tool. So yeah, GitHub repos, documentation and other tools. Linely contextual data. Click any processor to reveal details, instructions, requirements, or templates. We'll not be dealing with details into this. We'll be going on a scale, on an upper scale. Now, let's what does Lucid Chart give? What now? What do you say? So, what are the key benefits for the development team? So, like, what this Lucid Chart offers to the development team? So, let's see. First of all, we have clarity and simplicity. Obviously, transform complex processes into intuitive visual models that anyone can understand at a glance, reducing onboarding time and user communication. Like we said in the beginning, a common framework can help resolve misunderstanding and increase better effective communication. Then you have real-time collaboration. Multiple team members can simultaneously edit comments and refine process orders. It's like basically a giant sketchboard. Instead of being in the same room, the team members are operating virtual. Refine process, fostering better teamwork and shared ownership. Adaptive and agile. Quickly modify diagrams as process evolve, ensuring documentation stays current with the actual workflows and practice. So that basically, if you want to edit, you want to change your workflow, you can easily do it without it affecting other things. And also, it's the living documentation. So it's now what the term living documentation means here is visual models serve as a comprehensive process. Documentation means knowledge capture and transfer more effective than traditional text. So normally you could say like a picture tells 1,000 words. That's a general like what one we hear from childhood anyways. So visual representation has a better effect than just text. I mean, if you try to pay attention to a 100-page book, a 10-page essay, and if you look at a 100-page comic or like a picture book, chances are you will remember what happened more deeply in the picture book than the essay. Why? I mean, visual novels provide like it is a kind of an effect, has a kind of effect. So, what are the key takeaways? The visual process modeling, which is the gap between vague assumptions and concrete shared understanding, while everyone can exactly see how work flows to a team, collaboration improves and delivery is success. So, it's basically sketchboard for team member, professional teamwork. Now, let's head over to the demonstration. Let's see key demo of that. So we earlier talked about representation of what is the work model. So here we have here, what do we have here? This is the sorry about this. So basically what is basic standard? So let's see Lucid. So we can just like join into Lucid chart like that. So once again, Lucid.app. So once you get into it, now when you enter Lucid app for the first time, you will be asked to log in. Now obviously there are multiple ways of logging into it. Now obviously we are operating a free plan, which means up to 60 objects per document to three editable documents and full access to basic templates. Now obviously premium features have the other features and all. And also when you get into the first time, you have a like an education center. If you want to learn more, you can like refer these. You look at it, and we have like a community and health center. Also coming over here, we have like a lot of stuff. So like AI initiatives, agile process, brainstorming, systems planning, like a flow chart, web weaver, organization chart. We have more templates. Also. These are all templates, like based on which we can like do whatever diagram is there. So we have like look at here. So we have flow charts. Then we have business diagram, database ER diagram, and entity relationship diagram. Is important. UML, simple organization, simple use case, and many more. So it depends on what your interest like. If you want to create a database schema, there might be you can use a template to the step. If you want to make a Gantt chart, you have a Gantt chart. If you want to make a let's say if you want to let's see well well you can see that there are lots of frameworks. There are AWS Kubernetes horizontal framework is there. So depending on what you're planning, you can. Now we have seen how standard we can like if you want to like put a text shapes in use, you can like put text over here and all. That's not needed. Now if you want to put a note, sticky note, you can just put a sticky note here. So I just say this is a water model. So you can like you can do whatever is there. Whatever you think. Now I think hotspot is there. Then line. This is a standard like regularly used thing. That's why it's mentioned. Now presentation frame is here, code block. If you want to like highlight what this particular like section has highlight, you can like highlight them also. Frame and also is there. And like you can see lots of stuff are here. Containers. Containers obviously you have Django containers, smart containers, UML use cases, UML state activity, and many more. And you can choose a theme, like if you want to color the screen, depending on if you want to go monochrome earth, this is the thing, monochrome blue, there, depends on the taste, like shapes, containers, and many more. Just depends on how you look at it. So obviously we have represented like waterfall model over here. And now if you want to if you want to incorporate a template, you can just like yeah you can like incorporate it. A loose template, you can incorporate over here. So yeah, like here and like you can just customize it and you can modify it to your needs. As I say, this is so yeah. This is actually a waterfall representation of the waterfall model in Lucid chart actually. So that and so that ends with this we can like wind up the presentation actually. And this is like a rough another diagram I'm listing and LucidChart actually. We have the product owner, then product all. The Scrum team is they're defining what categories are the collaboration phase. Then we have here that we have the stakeholders also. Yeah. So with this, I'll wind up the session. Okay. Thank you.